and welcome to my FlossTube. Happy New Year, everyone. It is the 1st of January here in Australia. I'm Nancy and this is Bohemian Stitchery. This is a channel all about cross stitch. And I am finally going to do a very, very big WIP parade. It's something I've been meaning to do for a little while. I would have done it before the end of last year, but I've had the kids with me. They left this morning, so I thought today is about the best day to do it. Now, if you'd like to see how many WIPs we've got to go through, I'm just going to slot a little video in here. So this is what we're going to go through today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. Now you can see what we've got to go through. I have 6 boxes of WIPs, 80, let me just have a look, 80 WIPs in total. Where is my list here? Let's scroll down. I've found them all. 82 WIPs in total. So this is going to be a really long one. Normally what I would have done in the past, I would have cut them in half, but you know, I love long WIP parades. So if you don't want to watch it all, that's okay. But I'm going to do it all anyway. I've also got a whole lot of other things to go through because it's the beginning of 2024. I turned 50 this year, woohoo! And because of that, I'm doing 50 starts. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to pull the numbers of the first starts that I'm going to do this month. And then I need to get stitching because I'm also on my team in Myths and Magic Stitch Wars, and that started today as well. And I have not managed to do any stitching yet. So I'm going to stop rabbiting on because this is going to take a little while. There's my list of things I need to cover. Let's get on with this WIP parade. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I will keep leaning over here because all my boxes are here to the side. And I'll grab the first box. Yes, they are in order. And I've got everything in alphabetical order. So this is not in any kind of, order that I started them. This is alphabetical order. Okay, so we're going to start with box number 1, and WIP number 1 is, well, I've got it called A Flower a Day. I think it's actually just called Flower a Day, so actually, technically, this should come under F rather than A, but I have it under A. Now, what is this this is by Carolyn Manning. It was a stitch along. Have I got a picture of what it's going to look like? Yes, I do. Sorry about the glare. Actually, what I'll do, let me just take it out of the plastic. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. And this is where I am at. Now, I'm going to try and put things away as I go because otherwise I'm going to get myself in one heck of a mess. This is where I'm at with it. I'm doing it on 18 count, sort of lemon yellow Ada. Now, I did 102 stitches on it this year, not a lot, but at least I touched it. Now, as I was coming towards the end of the year, I was trying hard to put 100 stitches in every WIP that I hadn't touched. Didn't manage it, mainly because I was busy putting together my master set for this year. I have done that. I'll show you that at the end. But at least I got 100 stitches in this one. So that's that. All right, that's WIP number 1. Okay, let me put this back in order. Number 2 is Alan Mayley's Gracious Era. This is a kit by Dimensions. This is what it's going to look like. Whoop. It's a Dimensions Gold collection. Sorry about the glare. I've got a light behind me because, there we go. I'm sitting in a different place. I've actually moved my stitching area because my son used to play his games here. I've got a big TV there in front of me. I don't watch TV, but I was watching my FlossTube on my laptop. And then when he moved in, he set himself up a gaming room. I was like, I can watch FlossTube on the big TV. So now I watch my FlossTube there and I can actually see all your stitching projects really well. It's so much better than it used to be. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling on. So, Alan Mayley's Gracious Era Gold Collection. I started this, I'm not really sure. I've started this a while ago. I don't actually have dates of when I started all these. Some of them are a long time ago, but right, this is where I'm at. As you can see, I haven't ironed anything because I don't iron. I don't even iron clothes, so why would I iron stitching? There we go. And this one got 700 stitches on it this year, approximately. Now, with these stitch numbers that I'm saying, I wasn't counting to start with when I got back to stitching, and I have chopped and changed how I've been counting. So my numbers aren't exact. They'll be better this year because I'm using Stitch Pal, but I only started using that in the last kind of couple of months. Okay, number 3 is called Amish Quilt Mini. Now, I adopted this kit. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. It's only tiny. I adopted this from somebody who didn't like stitching on Black Ada. It's on a 16 count Black Ada. She had already done 2 squares. Oh, sorry, I should put something behind that. She'd already done these 2 squares. I've done this square. So I put in, and she'd done some of this square. So I put in 132 stitches this year. It's a really cute little project. Easy win. Now, yeah, I will tell you the ones which I've noted that I want to finish this year. I'm being very ambitious. But everything else, because it's my 50th year, everything's been done in 5s. I'd like to get 500 stitches in all of my WIPs. And that's including the 50 starts. Each one of those, I want 500 stitches in each of those too. And then there's a few which I need more, but we'll talk about those in a bit. Right, so that's number 3. Okay, number 4 is Angel Proclamation. This is by Mirabilia. This is what it will look like when it's finished. Now, this is the one, I'm not sure if any of you remember from one of my previous videos, I was lucky enough to find the full kit of this in a charity shop in Britain, including all of the specialty threads. I originally started it on Ada, and then I discovered the joys of special fabrics, and I am now doing it on a piece of white opalescent linen. And let's see, is the light better that way? There you go, that's probably better. This is where I'm at. Now there's lots of gaps, as you can see in the halo, and the reason being is because it needs lots and lots and lots of beads. Okay, so that's that one. This is a big project. That's my, oh, you can see, that's my fabric. It's huge. Now, I probably won't go up that high, but width-wise, that's 1 meter. It could be almost that long. That's a 28 count. As I said, opalescent linen. I'm doing that 2/1 full cross. Okay. And where we are. Where's my laptop? Come on, wakey, wakey. Right, that's Angel Proclamation. Next one, Autumn Needle Roll. This one I have marked as a finish for 2024. It's very close. It's by Jane Greenough. This is what it'll look like when it's finished and fully finished. Something I'm not very good at doing. Which way does this go? This way. There we go. And this is where it is. So as you can see, there's not really a lot to do. There's just the cross stitch at the bottom. There's some beads to pop on. And then there's a 4-sided stitch all around the edge. And then I've got to make it up into the needle roll. So that's why I have oh, and there's a few bullion knots that I need to do up the top. I haven't quite finished all the bullion knots. So that is down as a finish for 2024. Finish number 1, she says. Right, next one, Awesome Narwhals by Stitch Rovia. I started this earlier this year on a piece of fabric which I had originally started a wedding sampler on for me and my now ex-husband and decided I didn't want to waste the fabric, but there was no way I was going to finish the wedding sampler. Where is it? Oh, have I got a picture of what it's going to... Yes, I do. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. I know a few people have finished this one. I think Jen the Caffeinated Crafter has finished. I saw her finish this one. So that's that, and I've got to work out which way is up. This is where I'm at. I think the reason I'm trying to hold the stitching this way is because the light, I've got a big window right next to me, as you can tell, because I've got light coming in this way. So there we go. If I put it there, I can't see you, but you can see. So that's where I'm at with it. Okay, and you can actually, if you look closer, you can see where I frogged out the previous, if you look, you see, yeah, where I frogged out the previous wedding sampler. Why would you stitch a wedding sampler for a wedding when you're currently going through divorce? Why would you do that? Okay, so awesome narwhals. Now, oops, I just put that in the wrong place. Okay, that's my A's. On to the B's. Right. Oh, awesome narwhals. Sorry, got 460 stitches this year. Autumn needle roll got 391, and Angel Proclamation got 612. Okay. Band per week sampler. I'm never going to remember to tell you all this. Let me just have a drink. Sorry, it's my smoothie. Okay. So this one, band per week sampler. I can't show you a finished picture of this. I'll hold this back. It was a free pattern in 2018. So I'll hold it right back here. But it's free, or it was. I don't think it's available anymore. Every week they gave you just some bands, 52 of them, just in 2 colours. I started it in 2018, as you can see, and that's where I've got to. I can't remember how many bands I've done, not very many. 5, maybe 6. So I have a very long piece of fabric. I'm doing this on, do you know, I think it's a 28 count even weave, but it could even be a 32 count even weave. It's an odd piece of fabric. It's very closely woven. And I'm doing it 1/1, full cross. And this one got 350 stitches. This is a really good project for my stitch games because it's single color, and because it's a repetitive pattern. Once you get used to the pattern, you don't even need to look at your chart because you know what's coming. So yes, so I'd like to at some stage get that finished. Needless to say, that is not pitched for a finish next year because there's 52 bands to do, and I'm probably done about, as I said, about 5 or 6. All right, so B. Let's put this in where it belongs. Next one is Bands of Variation Sampler. Now, this was a stitch along by Doreen Jones and Lakeside Needlecraft in, I don't know, 2017. I can't show you the whole thing. I can show you how much I've done. It came in parts. I'd originally put this down as a finish, and then I realised there was 12 parts to it, and I think I'm up to part 3. So this is where I'm at. So the way this one worked was you could pick your colourway. It's all using DMC variegated. So I picked these autumn colours, decided to do it on a piece of black Aida. It's black 18 count Aida. I've got a very long piece of Aida, which I think I'll probably need. I love it. I love the colourway on there. This got 269 stitches this year. Now, I don't actually know whether I should say this, but you know, I'm going to have to. So this top band, I'll show you the pictures. And my myths team, you're going to laugh at this. Michelle particularly, you'll laugh at this. I know they're supposed to be flowers, but I see something else there. In fact, two possible things. And the problem is now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. Sorry. It kind of looks like... Anyway, I'll leave it to your imagination. That will always, in my mind, not be flowers. So there you go. That's my bands of variation with at the top. Anyway, moving on. This will be revisited a little further on in about box 6 because the theme continues. So, right, so that's B, bands of variation. Right, now next one, B is beach sampler. I did 1,049 stitches on this year. That's because it came up in a few stitch games. It comes from a cross stitcher magazine from 2001. That's what it's going to look like. That's probably a better picture. There you are. And I'm doing it on just a scrap of 14 count Aida, which, as you can see, I didn't leave myself a lot of margin. That's where I'm at. That's how much margin I left, which is not very much at all. Sorry about the folds. Oh, and bits of threads everywhere as well. Sorry, that's just kind of stuck on. There we go. So I got quite a lot of that done because it was it came up quite a few stitch games. So, all right, beach sampler. Next one, blue poppy sampler. Now I can see it just over there because it's on a frame. Now this is a funny one. This is one of a couple of my projects which I will finish them, but I'm not in love with them anymore. So I'm just going to stand up and just grab this one. Sorry about that. Just rather than pausing. Okay, let's pop that one up there as well because I'm going to need that a bit later. Okay, I can't show you a full picture because this was also a stitch along. This is where I'm at with it. Let me have a look if I can tell you. Blue poppy sampler. I think it was by Tempting Tangles, and I think it was 2017. Tempting Tangles. Yes, it was Tempting Tangles 2017. It was a stitch along. There's a lot of specialty stitches in there. I'm doing it on a piece of 28 count linen. Maybe it's finer than that. It's more like a 32 count linen, but it is not an even weave, which is why everything looks very flat. So I did a little bit. It did come up at some point during the year, so I did a little bit. It's very pretty, but as I said, I'm not loving it. I'm not loving stitching it. But it's one of those ones. See, I'm the kind of person, once I've started something, I will finish it. I will find a way to finish it. I'm not a big fan of UFOing things, especially when I've put quite a bit of time into them. But I think this is one which I'll need to use a rotation or something because it's not one that I would go and stitch. It's not one I'd pick up to go and stitch. And that alphabet was 1/1 and it was a pain in the neck to do. Okay, let's pop that one behind me here on the sofa. There we go. That gets me something there. All right, so that's B for blue poppy sampler. Where are we? Next one, Bush Babies. Bush Babies did not get any love this year. This was one of the ones that I didn't touch at all. It's a kit and it's from Snuggle Pot and Cuddle Pie. The little characters, I adore them. I have got Oh, look, there's 3 here in this series. Unfortunately, I don't have any of these ones. I do have a couple of others though, which are not these 3. I'd love them. I'd love to see if I could find the rest of these, because Snugglepot and Cuddle Pie was one of my favourite books when I was a kid. Little Bush Babies, which it was written in the 1920s. A fabulous book, fabulous, very Australian. So I did nothing on this. I am doing it on a piece of 28 count even weave. I have no idea which way up this is. I don't know. Let me just show you where I'm at. This could be upside down for all I know. It might be this way. It might not be. Who knows? But that's all I've done, and I haven't touched it this year. Sadly. I need to. I'd like to, because I really do like it. So it's down for 500 stitches, like everything else is down for 500 stitches this year. And what I'm going to try and do, the ones I didn't touch this year, I'm going to really make an effort to get onto those first. All right. So that's Bush Babies, Bush Flower Babies, they're called. Right, next one, Butterfly Profusion. This is a kit by Dimensions. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. I really like this kit. It's on a piece of printed fabric, although the green leaves are stitched. In 1 strand half stitch, you know, typical Dimensions, bit of everything. It's got a bit of blending filament. This one saw 780 stitches this year, and this is where I'm at. So I'm probably over half finished. Have I put this down as a finish? No, I have not. There we go. Looks great. This is what's so good about Dimensions kits are the dimensions. The fact that they look 3-dimensional, so they're just fantastic. So I love that one, really love that one. So okay, so Butterfly Profusion. Now the next one is one of my oldest WIPs, probably of the same era as Old Smoky, so probably started around 1997. I have not touched it this year. I don't know why. I think what I'm going to do when Old Smoky's done, but we'll talk about him in a minute, is this is going to be my next focus on a finish, because it's so old now. Now, have I got the book? I haven't actually got the book in here to show you what it's going to look like. That wasn't very clever of me, was it? But that's where we're at. It's better on this side. I think it's better on that side. There you go. There is some hideous backstitch in this, and the pattern is all hand drawn. It's a very old, it's a book of old patterns, probably from the 80s or something. So all hand drawn. The backstitch, to see it is a nightmare. I think that's why I've been so reluctant to pick it up. Like, you can, if you look very closely in the head of the horse, I've done the backstitch. There's a lot of blending filament as well. But, you know, all the flowers all in and around here all require a lot of backstitch. I'm just doing it on a 14 count Aida. It's all done in anchor threads as well. So that's also a bit challenging, because as I think I've mentioned before, we don't really, anchor's not very easy for us to get in Australia anymore. I think I've got enough to get me finished. But if I don't, worst comes to worst, I'll just sub something out. Now, the thing is about this, the book, which should be in there with it, but it's not, has about 6 carousel horses in them. I'd like to do them all, but I'm not going to allow myself to start another one until I've got this one finished. And I haven't even got it written on my potential start list. It's for this year, because this has to be finished first. So it received no love at all this year. That needs to change. Okay, that was Carousel Horse. All right, that's box number 1. All right, let's lean over. Sorry, I am here. Box number 2. Okay, where's my laptop? Let's have another drink. Gosh, 20 minutes. So 6 boxes at 20 minutes. That's an hour and a half. I reckon we'll be going for 2 hours. I hope you've got some stitching. I hope New Year's Day you're sitting there happily stitching away. Anybody who started Myths and Magic, I hope you're doing lots of block stitching. You've got lots to watch. So, all right, next one. C, Cat Wisdom. This is a kit by Busilla. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. Very cute. I think this was gifted to me. It would have been given to somebody else and they just handed it on to me. It got so I've put Carousel Horse down as a finish. I think I mentioned that. Cat Wisdom got 110 stitches, all back stitch. So actually got 220 stitches because I tend to count back stitches 2 stitches for 1. That's a stitch game habit. So, okay, this is where I'm at. I've got smart, affectionate, and just about to say cool, and live like there's nothing to lose. Hold on to what matters most. Explore the. That's where I'm at. Each of these has little French knots on there. You can see I've put off doing those. I actually don't mind doing French knots, to be honest. I don't mind. But, yep. So that's where I am. Quite an easy one because it's majority of it is writing. There's a little bit of cross stitch in the cat down the bottom and the love and the mouse and the words, and then this border is all done in half cross. Okay, so that is Cat Wisdom. Let me put that one away. That is in a very unattractive Ziploc bag. You can tell I'm not a big one for project bags. I just use boxes, bags, anything, to be honest. This one is, as I said, a very unattractive Ziploc bag. Okay, next one is Champagne View. This was also one of my adopted WIPs. So I think I bought this half finished, well, part finished off eBay. Somebody had started it and decided they never wanted to do it. It's by Mystic Stitch. That's what it's going to look like when it's finished. The lady who I bought it off sent me all the threads, and she had done probably a quarter of it. It's been done on a 14 count Aida, possibly not what I would have chosen to do it on, but nevertheless, she'd started up here. She'd done quite a lot actually. I've done quite a bit underneath the arch. Gosh, that looks good. Ah. Wow, that looks great. Champagne View, I did 127 stitches. Not a lot, but at least it got some love. But yeah, it's obviously full coverage. So that's that one. I don't know what I've dropped down here. Thread cards. Okay. Now, that's also in a very unattractive Ziploc bag. I probably should do something better with this one because it's got all the threads with it. Most of my other projects I have liberated of threads because this year is my master set year. I will be doing everything from my master set. That will make all my starts so much easier. Okay, so that's Champagne View. Now, where am I up to? Cicadas and Dragonflies. Ooh, I love this one. Okay, this was a kit which I received from the parents of a lady who sadly took her own life. Very tragic circumstances. She was the sister of my best friend from school. And she was a stitcher. She did like stitching and crochet. And so her parents donated quite a lot of her stuff to me. And this was one of the kits they donated. It's called Cicadas and Dragonflies. The artwork is by Maureen Warrenburr, 1998. Obviously an Aboriginal artist from the Northern Territory, from the Daly River, Northern Territory. Okay, so this has been kitted up on a piece of 14 count navy Aida, and the colours are amazing. Let me just put this behind so you're not seeing the light through it. There we go. There's quite a bit of back stitch to do. The background's half stitch. The cicadas and dragonflies are all in full cross. It's very easy to stitch, and the colours are just amazing. They're so bright. So there you go. That's the threads. So you can see how brilliantly coloured they are. I love that one. It's only tiny. That's it. That's the size. So I have not put that down for a finish. It got 695 stitches this year. And that is counting the half stitches as 2, I think. I can't remember. Yes, it is. Yeah, so 2 half stitches equaled 1 stitch. So actually that was a combination of half stitches and full cross. So I would have done more stitches. It's just, it's all too confusing. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. I can't explain it. Okay. So that is cicadas and dragonflies. Right, next one is my first Heaven and Earth design on the list. We're going to talk a bit about Heaven and Earth designs in a bit. This is Computer Wizard by Randall Spangler. I do have a picture. The picture does not do it justice. As you can see, it's a bit shiny. There you go. That's what it's going to look like. Now, this is my biggest haze by far that I've started. It's not the biggest one I own. It's the biggest one I've started. I think it's 525 wide by 751 high, 89 colours. I am doing this extreme cross country, and I've started with black because there's 49,000 or maybe more black stitches, and that's where I'm at. This year it saw 559 stitches. Okay, that's been done on a 25 count easy guide, Lagana, 1/1 full cross. All right, we're on to the D's. Okay, this way. This is my first Mirabilia. No, it's not. Angel Proclamation was a Mirabilia. This is another Mirabilia. This is Damask Roses. This is Mirabilia number 1. I think I'd mentioned before, my plan was to stitch them all in order. Because I'm going to live until I'm 550 years old. And why not? So I started with number 1. There's no beading on this one. This was her first, this is Nora's first Mirabilia design. I love it. And there's no specialty threads. I am doing it on a beautiful piece of 28 count natural linen. And that's where I'm at so far. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing else there. So obviously that's her rose and her hair. It got 560 stitches this year. So now this is the one I will take with me to the Mirabilia retreat in February. So I still have like all the threads. I kept them all in there. That one I did not deconstruct because I want to take it with me. Although I suspect there's another one that I'd like to start, which I might also take with me. And there's another one of Nora's, which I'm quite a long way through, which I might also take with me. Let's just take them all. Okay, that was D, Damask Roses. Now E, Elephant Baby Sampler. Now, some of you, if you've seen my previous FlossTubes, you'll remember that I decided to do 2 baby samplers because I had 2 friends, well, a friend and my coach, who, my running coach, who were having babies. And I started stitching my friend's one. I've actually still got it here. I can show it to you because I still haven't quite finished it yet. Even though baby is born, she has been born. She was tiny and she was 6 weeks early. But I did get this finished. This was a little, here we are, little pattern from Etsy. The only thing I haven't done is put her name on it yet, and I've got a frame for it now. So I got that finished, and I just need to get a chance to go up and see her. So I think that's why I've kind of not gone much further on this. I need to give it a good iron because I haven't been able to arrange when I'm going to go up and see the baby. Anyway, so that was baby number 1. Obviously, you can see I did all the back stitch, and the back stitch just brought that to life. It was just phenomenal. It was a pain in the neck to do, but it just, what a difference. Okay, so I did that. I'm actually going to leave that one out because I just need to put the name on that one and then we're done. And then I started one for my coach. Now, thinking I had plenty of time because I'm just going to take a drink. Baby was due in February. And so I thought, yeah, I've got loads of time. The pattern I chose, because I knew it was a little boy, was the Elephant Birth Sampler by Stitch Rovia. Plan was to get it all done and just leave the date and the name. And then, just before Christmas, about a week before Christmas, on Facebook to say baby had been born 8.5 weeks early. So I don't think I'm ever going to stitch baby samplers again because I jinx these poor little things to be born premature, I'm sure. Anyway, he's fine, baby is fine, mum is fine. He's still in NICU because he's way too little to come home. But he's very well. He's healthy. I obviously saw my coach yesterday, said he's doing great. Could be a few weeks before he comes home. Anyway, this is where I'm at with the sampler. You can see it's still in my Q-snap. I'd actually given it a rest for December, thinking I had plenty of time. Clearly I didn't. It looks good though. I'm doing it on just a scrap of 28 count permanent linen that I had. 32 count permanent linen. And I love the colour. It's just gorgeous. So yeah, so this is my trouble piece. So now that December is done and we're back into the new year, this is going back to be, well, one of my trouble pieces. So that's my elephant baby sampler. It needs to be finished pretty soon too, but at least now I know baby's name and I know when he was born, so I can just put it in straight away. I don't have to wait. No more baby samplers. I tell you. Right, so that's E. Now, wake up laptop. Next one. This one saw no love at all this year. It is Enchanted Alphabet by Lavender and Lace. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. I am stitching it on a piece of pink 25 count Lagana. Yeah, put that back in there. And I haven't really got very far with this. As I said, it's had no love at all this year. And all I've done is an O. I hope that's the right way up. I don't know. Which way does the person go? No. I don't know. Whatever. I've done an O and part of the little girl. So that one needs to see a bit of love this year because it has been sadly neglected. Okay. That's the Enchanted Alphabet. Needless to say, Elephant Baby Sampler is pitched to be a finish. It's got to be a finish. that one's non-negotiable. So, okay, next one. Fiery Delight. This is a full coverage piece. I bought this off Etsy from Nomadic Needle Designs. That is what she's going to look like when she's finished. I love her. She's beautiful. I am doing this 1/1 full cross on 28 count Easy Guides. And that is where I'm at. You can see, I think for a challenge, I needed some red stitches. So I went down there and did some red stitches just to change it up a bit. The rest is all in 310. This saw 1,527 stitches this year, because obviously I started it this year, so that's how much it's got. It's not very big. It's not very big, especially on 28 count. So we'll see how we go with that next year. For all my full coverages, rather than 500 stitches, just to add a little bit of extra, this is never going to happen in, I want them all at 5%. But it's better than me saying, oh, I'm turning 50, I want them all at 50%, because that really was never going to happen. At least there's a vague chance at 5% that we might get there. Maybe. Probably not. But we'll give it a go. Okie dokie. So that's a Fiery Delight. Yep. Right, next one is called Fish and Shells. Now, this one did see some love. It's a kit by Jamlins from their Platinum collection. I love it. Absolutely love it. I love the border. I've had the kit for years and years and years. It's been done on a white 14 count Aida. I haven't got a lot done on it. That's as far as I've got. Gosh, look how awful my fabric is. I think it's because I keep it folded up in all my project bags. Probably not a good idea. Sorry, but oh well, that's how I roll. Everything's always folded and creased and whatever. It makes me happy. Okay, so that's where I'm at. Now, this has no like shiny thread or anything. I'm going to put some silver and gold filament in there. Like I'm going to put silver in the tummy of this fish, and I thought I'd do a bit of gold around this fish as well, just to give it a bit of sparkle. I mean, it's lovely. But yeah, obviously it's on white, so this whole black background is also stitched. This is actually a full coverage. It's quite big. It's sort of bigger than I kind of expected. It'll look great when it's finished, but you know, one day. Okay, so that's Fish and Shells. I don't think there's any way that I can fold it, which is not gonna cause awful creases. I think I just have to accept that. Just let it go. This is my big thing for 2024, is I'm channeling Elsa. Just let it go. Let it go. Okay, Fish and Shells. Right. Next one, Floral Garden Sampler. Where is it? There it is. This is a Jane Greenough. Where is the picture of it? Give me a second, I think it's over there. Oh, I just stabbed it up, and there it is. Right, sorry about that. I know I should pause, but then you gotta start and stop and nah. Okay, I will pause at the end. I'll need to, because I'll have to go and get some things. But all right, that is what it's gonna look like when it's finished. It's got lots of specialty stitches, very pretty. That was back in my sampler days. I'm out of my sampler days, I have to say. I like kind of long dogs and things. The samplers I've started, I will finish, but I'm not really. Oh, there's one or two that I still like, but they don't like, you know, really excite me that much anymore. Anyway, but this did see some love this year. This saw 500 stitches worth of love, in fact. And this is where I'm at. So it actually is looking pretty good. It's done on a piece of 28 count natural linen. And Jane Greenough kits are all done using Madeira threads. So these are all Madeiras. She always used Madeira. Okay, that's that one. Actually, I should probably put the chart with it, shouldn't I? All right, Right, next one, Floral Woman. So this is one that Carla and I started. That's Carla at Stitch Me Sane, who is one of my favourite stitching buddies and is also a big enabler. She and I started this one together. She's probably a lot further on than I am. She started in the side. That's the picture. Sorry, the picture's a bit bent. She started at the side, so she's got some flowers in already. I started in the top, so I'm caught in blue. I mean, I'm actually thinking I might do all the blue around the outside and then go into the middle. Because while I'm doing it, you may as well just rip the Band-Aid off and just get it done. So this is where I'm at. Lots of blue. It's not very exciting. We're doing it 1/1 on a 28 count. She was started this year and she got 1,503 stitches in this year. So yeah, I'm tempted to just do the background, get it out of the way. A bit like both Alara and Jade are doing the background on Dragons of the Sabbat, and they're getting that black done first before they fill in the middle. I think, you know what, that's not a bad idea. I mean, this is significantly smaller, but let's just get it done. So, all right, that's F. Floral Woman. All right, next one, a French Village. Now, this is an interesting one. It is a WIP, and I am keeping it in my list. Sorry, I'm just leaning down in my box. I'm talking to you. You can't actually see me. All you can hear is this disembodied voice. Hang on a minute. I am going to restart this one. So this came out of which magazine? World of Cross Stitch magazine from I don't know, because it doesn't tell me the date on here. Have I got a picture of it? Yes. There you are. That's what it's going to look like. I love it. It is full coverage. Now, I started this on a piece of Mushroom Ada, and I know it's full coverage, but I don't like the way the colours are turning out on it. So I'm going to restart on just a piece of, it's just on 14 count. It's nothing, you know. I'm going to restart on a piece of white 14 count instead. I will use this mushroom probably for a Carolyn Manning or something, but I just don't, maybe it might be okay because it's full coverage, but there's something about the darkness behind it. I don't like it. So I do love the picture, so I am going to continue it. I am going to restart it, but that's why I class it as a WIP rather than a new start, because I've already started it. So, and as somebody said, these are my rules. I make my rules for my stitching, and that's my rule. My rule is if it's already started, even if I scrap it and restart it, it classes as a WIP the whole way through. So, okay, so that's, oh, no, hang on. I didn't want to do that. Don't delete anything. Undo. Ugh. Oh, well, there you go. French Village. Okay, let me just type that in, otherwise I'll forget. Okay, Fuchsia Scissor Keep is the next one. So these, I've got a couple of really little ones. I want to find them down here. Oh, there it is. Which I am putting in my WIP Parade. So I do class them as WIPs because they're little, but not like so little that they're, you know, ridiculous. So that's what this one will look like. And it's also stitched on the back, but it doesn't have the detail on the back. This is by Textile Needlecrafts. Textile Heritage Needlecrafts, I think they're called. You used to be able to get these all over the place in Britain. I wish I'd got more. I have got quite a lot. Like, you know, these scissor keeps and needle books and stuff. I really like them. But, you know, when you live somewhere, I lived there, I just assumed I'd be able to get them all the time. And then I moved here and, of course, you can't get them anymore. So, but I absolutely adore them. So, no, that's my pattern. What you want to see is where I'm at. It's not very exciting. There we go. That's where I'm at. That's how big it's going to be. Now, I am running out of this colour. I don't quite know what I've done, but I reckon I can match it up. The only problem with Textile Heritage Needlecrafts is they don't give you the DMC numbers, so I'm going to have to match it up by eye. So I think I've got enough to do the border, and then it also requires this deep purple within the fuchsia itself. So I think I'm gonna just have to try and match it as best as I can. So that was a little bit disappointing. I can't remember, maybe I ended up frogging or something, and that's the reason I've run out. I have done a couple of these kits before. I don't recall ever running out of thread, but you know, it's probably user error. It's probably me, but anyway, I'm sure I can match it. It'll be close enough. So, okay, so that's F. Right. Oh, we're on to G already. So first G is Gnomeville. Gnomeville is by Little Dove Designs. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. It's very cute. I am not doing it on green. I am doing it on a piece of natural 14 count Aida. This is where I'm at. This is a really great travel piece because the Aida is easy to see. I haven't left myself huge borders, but enough. So, and you can see I've been working on the border. That's very quick and easy to do. You can actually see that B5200 border really well. Quite often when I photograph it to use it for stitch challenges, you can't actually see what I've done, and I have to say, look, I have stitched, and it's there, you just can't really see it, but it actually shows up really well on camera. So there you go. So that is Gnomeville. I did see somebody else had Little Dove Designs, not this one, although I had seen people do this one, and I was like, that one's cute too. So these are just quick, easy block stitching, 14 count, you know, really enjoyable. So oh, I need to deconstruct that. It's got all the threads in there. How exciting. All right, G, next one, Gresford Gums. This one is full coverage by Artisy. That is what it's going to look like. Oh, by the way, Gnomeville got 1,965 stitches this year. I started it this year as well. The Fuchsia Scissor Keep got 110. And the French Village, the one I'm restarting, got none. Okay, so this one's by Artisy. I bought the smaller version of this one, but I also bought another one where the painting is from the same area in Victoria, the Ovens Valley, and I bought the full size one of that. So this one's a little bit pixely. Now, I pulled this one out to do some work on it. I'm doing it on an 18 count Aida. There is so much confetti in this. It started to drive me insane. So this is where I'm at. I'd originally started with parking, then I got annoyed with the parking, so I sewed in all my part threads, then I got annoyed with all the confetti, so I think I might start parking again. Anyway, so that's that. That one, I'd like to get it to 5%. May happen, may not happen. Who knows? Okay, we're only up to G. I'm already looking at my time. 52 minutes. This is going to be a long video. I'm in my second box. Ah! Come on, Nancy. Move it on, girl. Move it on. Right. So that's box number 2. Where is box number 3? Okay, box number 3. G. Guardians of Notre Dame. This was a sale by Ingleside Imaginarium. I do not have a picture of the finished piece. If I can be bothered, I will put one in. Not sure. That's like the second installment, but you can get an idea of what it's going to look like. It's got all of these beautiful gargoyles around. This one got 559 stitches this year. I'm doing it on a piece of 28 count hand dyed linen. Not sure who by, not sure what it's called. And that is where I'm at. I haven't got a lot done. Obviously, I didn't keep up with the stitch along. Obviously. Do I ever keep up with stitch alongs? No. Do I intend to? All the time. Never managed it so far. Okay. GH. There's another stitch along. This one I actually did pretty well with. This is from 2017. This was the last Heaven and Earth Design stitch along. Yes, I am doing this year's Heaven and Earth Designs Stitch Along, which is supposed to start today. I've actually already got the chart for the one that I'm doing. That's going to be my new start if I can get this video finished. So this one was a sampler. I think it was called something about animals or whatever. I did quite well with this. This is where I'm at with it. I'm doing it 1/1 on a 25 count. My fabric, sorry. My fabric smells a bit weird. I don't know why. Anyway, so I was going great guns on this to start with and then kind of lost my way a little bit. Lucky I didn't put the date in at the top, although I could have put the date that I started, which would have been 2017. Wouldn't have been anywhere near when I was going to finish it. Right, this one only got 500 stitches this year. It's also very easy because it's single color block stitching. I tried putting this one in Pattern Keeper, didn't work very well. Ended up like throwing up the same symbol 7 times or 10 times and then not recognizing the color and whatever. Anyway, it's kind of in, not really. So that was that one. Right. Do you know what? If worse comes to worse, and this video is going to be like 4 hours long, I'll do half now and I'll do half later. But let's just keep going. Let's keep going. All right, we are up to number 32, hairdresser. Okay, this is a DMC kit. Oops, there's some shine because it's still in plastic. Probably not ideal. This is from a series. There we go, that's better. That's the picture. It says full coverage. I have the entire series, of course, because if you're going to have a series, you may as well have the lot. I do love them all. And this one was useful when I was doing stitch games which required letters of the alphabet, because this was my H. And this is where I am at. It was started this year and it got 357 stitches. I think that's the way it goes. Okay, that's where I'm at. Okay, so that's H, hairdresser. Right, I. This is my next Heaven and Earth design. This is called In the Springtime by Janelle Nickel. That's what it's going to look like. I started this at the beginning of spring. Obviously, I haven't done very much. It has had 405 stitches, and that's where I'm at, all in black. Not a lot to see there. Okay, next one, also a Heaven and Earth design. This is It's About Time by Ciro Marchetti. This is the original colour version of this. Don't think this one is available anymore. The only one that is available is the like bright coloured, which is much more purple and pinks and stuff in the background, but I am happy with the original. This is my very first piece I'm doing in tent stitch, 2/1 tent stitch on a 28 count easy guide, and that's where I'm at on that. I started that for my birthday last year. It was my birthday start, 2023, when I turned 49. Okay, right. I do not have any J's. There we go. L, Lady of Sunset. Okay, this is a chart that I bought off Etsy. I think I've told you before, my printer decided to give way. It is all this color, it's not pink. That's what she's going to look like. I am doing her 2/1 on an 18 count. She got 1,258 stitches this year, and that's where we're at. I really love this one. I'd love to get this one, more work done on this one. Right, the next one. We're still in the L's. Where is it? Down here. So this is another one of these scissor keeps, a bit like the fuchsia one, again by Textile Heritage Designs. This is lavender. It actually should be V because it's Victorian lavender, but I've got it under L for lavender scissor keep. That's what it's going to look like. And similar to the fuchsia one, all I've really done is the border. That's where I'm at. I've got that down as a finish as well because it's so little. You kind of, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? Okay, next one is a Nora Corbett. This was a free design. I don't have a picture of the finished design. If I can think about it, I will put one up here. This is Leilani the hula dancer. Leilani got 2,566 stitches this year. That's where I'm at. There is a lot of beading in this though. It looks like, oh my God, I'm nearly finished, but actually it'll probably take me just as long to do the rest of the beading as it did to do all the stitching. But I have got her down as a finish this year, just because she's so close. It would just, you know, I'll take her to the Mirabilia retreat as well and just see whether I can get some more work done on her. But yeah, I think the beading will definitely slow us all down. Okay, next one is the Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler. Now this is Linen and Threads. They are now Fox and Rabbit. Let me just have a drink. I know they're still doing these mystery samplers. This was the very first one they did. I have not, oh, hang on. How many parts have I printed out here? Part 5. So I haven't got a full picture of the whole lot. That's kind of halfway. Obviously there's more. That was up to part 7. I'm not sure if this is still available. I'll be honest with you, I haven't checked. It may well be. This is kind of what started the whole lot off. And they've been doing one every year. Bren's very good at designing these. So that's where I'm at. I'm doing it on the same pink 25 count Lagana that I'm doing the Enchanted Alphabet. I chose 6 different colors. So no, actually there's a range of browns and a range of greens. So I'm just going to do the whole thing in those. I'm just going to pick my colors as I go. It got 300 stitches this year. All right, the next one is, oops, no, that hasn't got a clipper on it. Okay, this is Luncheon at the Boating Party. This is by Cross Stitch Collectibles. It is a pattern by Renoir, or the painting by Renoir, sorry. Renoir didn't do the pattern because he's long gone, but he did the painting. Okay, now I was stitching this for my Fine Art Fridays sale, and I did let that kind of go a little bit, and I'll tell you the reason why is because I couldn't always stitch on a Friday. So I've decided I'm going to pick it back up again this year. I'm going to keep that hashtag Fine Art Friday sale, but I'm also going to add in, because it may not just be me who gets sort of stuck thinking, oh, I've got to stitch on a Friday and you just can't. I'm going to add another one, which I haven't checked if it's available, but you know, Fine Art in Floss sale. So for anybody stitching any fine art piece in cross stitch, use the hashtag Fine Art in Floss or Fine Art Fridays, just so we can see what you're doing, because I've got quite a few and I have this dream of having this wall of cross stitch fine art pieces. That's when I'm, just before I turn 550, that's when it'll be ready. So I'm doing this on a piece of 22 count Ada. I like 22 count. I'm doing it extreme cross country, started with the black. I'm only doing 1/1, and the coverage is absolutely fine considering that's the black. On a 22 count, 1/1 is fine. 2/1 would have been too thick. Okay, it got 1,748 stitches this year, which is pretty good. And obviously I'd like to get that up to 5%. So I think I've got about 3,500 stitches to do that. Okay, next one. Where are we at? LM. Yeah. Next one was a stitch along, also from 2017, Lakeside Needlecraft. This was my Lady's Sweet Greenhouse. Do I have a picture of the finished thing? No, I do not. Of course. That was the border. And it's got a little flower in each one. So this was the first one, was Loyal Lavender. And they kind of go on from there. I bought the fabric. It is a piece of 28, or is it 32? 36 count Cafe au Lait printed even weave by Lakeside Needlecraft. That's where I'm at. Now I messed up on this. I was stitching the border, and as you can see down here, I got the border wrong. I had to frog a lot. So I still haven't quite frogged it all. I've still got this. That's why this is out. Doesn't match up, because I've still got to frog this, and I've still got to frog, ooh, you can't see that. I've still got to frog this and this, because they were all out, but I've done Loyal Lavender. There you go. Very pretty one. This only got 214 stitches this year. All right, the next one is another Heaven and Earth. I'm looking at the clock. It's 3 o'clock already. Oh my God, where's my day gone? All right, this is, oops, it would help if I opened it properly. This is Quick Stitch Museum Shelf Dinosaurs by Amy Stewart. I bought this for my son when he was 6. He's now 12. I decided maybe I should start it. It's not huge. I'm doing this 2 over 1/10 stitch. And that's where I'm at. Little start. It got 521 stitches. 10 stitches. So, do love that one though. It's still, I mean, considering it's a quick stitch, it's still 450 wide by 254 high. So, you know, it's not a pathetic amount. It's still quite a hefty chart. So, right, the next one is Mushroom Goddess. I bought this one off Etsy. I cannot remember the name of the designer. Simple Wave Studios. Now, I'd like to do a call out for this lady, because when I originally bought this, I popped it into Pattern Keeper. It didn't go in very well. I had to plug in all the thread numbers, and then I discovered that there were 2 symbols which were exactly the same with 2 different thread numbers. And I left it, and I didn't really think about it. And then I wanted to start it, and I thought, oh, I've got to do something about this. So I emailed her and just said, and you know, within less than 12 hours, she came straight back to me, apologized, sent me another version of it with the symbol correct. And this time I put it into Pattern Keeper, straight in, no problems. Now, all I've done so far is the top border, because as you can see on the picture, there is a border the whole way around. I've done 1,010 stitches in black on the top border. And I'm doing this on a 22 count Ada, 1 over 1 full cross. Right, let me put that in there. Okay. Oh, I've gone back up to E. I don't want to do that. I'm already down at M. We are more than halfway through. Nice. Okay, next one. Musical Muses. Oh, this kit. Oh. So this is a kit by Janlin. Very pretty. Do love it. Nightmare. Quarter stitches, 3/4 stitches, confetti, back stitch. There is no block color in this at all. It's just, it's on a piece of pink 28 count even weave. I haven't done a lot. That's all I've done. Let's put it over that side so you've got some light. That's better. It's one of those ones that I can pick up and do maybe 50 stitches or 100 stitches at a time, but it's too frustrating to sit down and do any more. There's just, with all of the half stitches and 3/4 stitches and color changes, it's a sort of Teresa Wentzler type of pattern. So it will get done at some point. I do love it, but it might take a while. Okay, so that's Musical Muses. It got 60 stitches. Actually, I think it got more than 60 stitches, but it wouldn't be more than 100. Right, next one, new dress. This is one of my oldest kits. I started this for Stitch Mania a couple of years ago. That's it. It's very cute. I'm doing it on, well, I'm using all the kit stuff. It's on a 14 count aider. It's not very big. The only thing is, so this is where I'm at. I've stitched in the white in here. That's for the little mouse's apron. On the chart, it's not actually stitched, but the background is not white. The background is kind of off-white, and I wanted the apron to be white. So I just filled in all those gaps with white stitches. Which way is it? That way. There you go. So that's where I'm at so far. So it got, oh, hello, 300 stitches this year. Right, we are on to box 4. We are rolling along. Okay, let's move box 3. I'm just going to pop off screen so I can get box 4. It's here. Okay, next one. Is that the right box? That can't be the right box because that's not got the right chart in it. No. Let's get the right box, shall we? Right, which one is it? Is it this one? No, it must be this one. There we go. I only had 3 boxes left, so you know it has to be one of them. Right, here we are. Next one. This one is called Ningaloo. It is by DD Designs. It's done in Dinky Dyes threads. That's what it'll look like when it's finished. The actual threads are much brighter than that. This is where I'm at. I actually got quite a bit of this done. This I've put down to be a finish this year. It's been, as I said, it's done in Dinky Dyes silks, and the silks are beautiful. That's the colours. So that's the variegated. It got 853 stitches, and I reckon this could be a 2024 finish. Right. Next one is Old Smoky, who is behind me. Anybody who will have watched my channel in the past will have recognised him sitting right behind me. The reason he is behind me is because I've done quite a lot of work on him in December. He was my project for, hang on, I'm just going to have a drink. Doing 100 stitches a day all the way up to Christmas, which meant he got 2,500 stitches done in December. So that's his wall. I started down here with the wall, and I've done all of that. His wall ends just about here. And once his wall is done, all I've got to do is the rest of his wing, which goes up here, and then finish off his smoke, and he is done. So that's why he's sitting up here, because I actually, it was hard doing that 100 stitches a day, but because I had the challenge to do it, I did it. And actually I thought, you know, the progress, just 100 stitches, it wasn't a lot, and the progress was just phenomenal. To think that I ended up with 2,500 stitches done, I was very impressed. So okay, next one, Old World Map. This is the one Heaven and Earth that did not get a lot of love this year, and there is a reason for it. Let's just get that out of my way. This, oh, sorry about the shine. Let's see if I can take that out so you don't have a shine. Actually, no, I can't. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. This is my oldest Heaven and Earth. This is the very first one I started. Now, the reason I haven't done a lot on this is I've done quite a lot already. Okay, so when I first started, I started up here and I was doing row by row going across the top. Then I moved over to this page and I did cross-country colour completion on a page. But I had this in a program in my iPad, and my iPad died and I lost all of my marking. I put it into Pattern Keeper, obviously clean, I managed to mark off much of this, but I just haven't been able to mark this off because I can't work out which stitches I've done and which ones I haven't. And because of that, I don't know where I'm at with it. It's kind of frustrating. And I think the only way I'm going to, or the only chance I'm going to get of getting it accurate in Pattern Keeper is basically I'm going to start doing diagonals. And then as I go, I'm just going to mark it off when I find the stitches are done because it's just too hard. I'm doing it on a 25 count even weave and it's just too hard to figure out which stitches I've done. It's a cautionary tale, I think, of making sure you keep backups because particularly Heaven and Earth, these projects are going to take years to do. And if your technology dies and you haven't got a backup of where you're at with it, it dies too. And you end up with this. And that's why I haven't touched it because I'm frustrated with it because I don't know which stitches I've done, which stitches I haven't done. All I can do is try and just work along, see where I've got a gap here, and then try and work out where that gap is on Pattern Keeper, work out if I've done stitches around it, etc. But it's slow going. So it only got like 20 stitches, which I did a couple of weeks ago. And it's slow. So I will get there. This one is probably my Heaven and Earth, which is furthest along. Now, shall I talk about that now? No, I'm going to wait until the end. I'm going to talk about our colours and my plans for Heaven and Earth. So that's Old World Map. Right, next one is Partridge in a Pear Tree by Nora Corbett. This is the first of her 12 Days of Christmas. It's in plastic. There we go, because I took it out. I've got my working, there it is. I've got my working copy and put it back in so I could protect the chart. I have done 419. I think I've done more than 419, but because I did some before I started counting, but it's pretty close. Now this is on an enormous piece of natural linen, which my original intention was I was going to do all 12 of them on the same piece of linen. I'm not going to do that anymore. I am going to use the same linen, but I'm going to cut the linen. So each one will be done separately and then I can frame them and whatever separately. I have all 12, obviously. So that's where that one is. Partridge in a Pear Tree. Right, the next one is, this is a kit which my daughter got from her school book club. She kind of started it. I like it, but this is what it's going to look like. It's called Pastel Heart. Sorry, you can see the ring light there, you know. Now, the problem is the Ada is printed, but it's very poorly printed. Luckily, there is a chart as well, but as you're stitching, it's only had 100 stitches. The stitches do not marry up to what the printing is underneath. So you have to follow the chart very carefully. Otherwise, it's going to end up looking like a bit of a dog's breakfast. So yeah, it's printed, but I don't like printing because you don't quite know whether it's printed straight. This one isn't. Where you're supposed to put the stitch, especially when it's not straight. I mean, some of these, the colours are on like a single hole. The colour is around that single hole. Well, where do you do the stitch? So you really have to follow the chart for this. But I do like it. It's very pretty. She, as I said, she started it, couldn't get her head around it. And I just said to her, just leave it and, you know, do something else and I'll finish it off. So it's become one of my many whips. Okay, that was P. Right, next one. This is Quotes to Live by Stitch Rovia. This was a stitch along, mystery stitch along, which it was a charity stitch along, which she did in 2017. I think you purchased each part individually, and then she donated some of that to a mental health charity. I've got all of the parts. I'd started it originally on a piece of linen, which I didn't like. Okay, so I restarted on a piece of 28 count even weave, 2/1, 2/2 full cross. As you can see, I haven't really left myself a huge amount of border here, but enough. So that's my restart. Okay, next one. Oh, the next one. All right. Actually, no, that's not the next one. This is the next one. This next one is called the Mirabilia Retreat Dragonfly. I cannot show you a picture of the finished one because this came as a free kit for the Mirabilia Retreat in 2018. Because it's stitched on there, that's the only reason. It's a piece of dyed linen, 28 count linen, would have been dyed by Fox and Rabbit because they used to run the retreat. That's where I'm at. It's beautiful. It's got like sparkly thread. It's got silk, watercolor silk, which is just gorgeous. I have got this down for a finish this year. Oh, and lots of beads as well. So Nora designed this specially. She was actually at the retreat. She designed that specially for the retreat. I have about 2 others from 2 other retreats I've been to, or one that I went to and one that got cancelled because of COVID. So I've got both of the other 2 kits down as possible new starts. All right, the next one I do not love. No, I do not love this one at all. This is from my sampler days. This is was a stitch along by Stitchy Box. It's called the Sarah Davis Clonmel Sampler. Now, I think it's Michelle, I was discussing this in my myths group about how I just don't love samplers anymore. And I think it was Michelle, might have been Jenny, I don't know. It was one of you girls said, as soon as I see an alphabet, I'm like, ugh. Check this out. It's nothing but alphabets. And it's very boring. I've done quite a lot. And the worst thing is, at the time, I bought the Thread Gatherer's silks. I mean, these cost me a fortune, which is why I will finish this. So on a beautiful piece of 28 count linen, that's where I've got to. Okay. But it's so boring. I tell you what, whoever Sarah Clonmel was from 1824, she must have been bored out of her brain doing this sampler as well. I could just imagine her like sitting there with her governess or whoever, and the governess going, "Come on, Sarah, do another alphabet." And she's just like, "Oh, for crying out loud." Can't I stitch something interesting? But no, it's alphabet after alphabet after alphabet after alphabet. So that's where I'm at. I will get it finished. It's easy stitching, but yeah, I don't love that one. If I hadn't invested so much in the silks, I might even be tempted to UFO that one, but you know, I just couldn't justify it. So sorry, I'm just leaning over here. Right. Oh no, where are we? Okay. Next one. Oh, this one. So this has seen no love at all this year. Hang on, let me just open this up. Right, where did I get to? Patchwork Heart, 100 quotes to live by, got 199 stitches. Retreat Dragonfly, I didn't count. Sarah Clonmel Sampler, got 111. Right, this is Save the Stitches. This is a black work project by Elizabeth Armand. I have not got a complete picture of it, but it's a freebie on her website. It is absolutely beautiful. This is where I've started. I haven't done a lot. The reason I've pulled this out is because, I mean, it's a WIP. I've got a big piece of fabric all ready to go. I do like doing black work, and I just thought, let's just add it into my WIP Parade. If you're interested in black work, Elizabeth Armand's website is amazing. It's got so many free charts. I just don't know how she does it, and they're all beautiful. But this one is called Save the Stitches. No, I'm probably not going to get a picture in, but I will work on this year. But I didn't last year. And that's probably because I only just discovered that I had it. So, Okay, next one, Scottish Sampler. The Scottish Sampler, this is by Amy Mitten. Where are we? This is one of her Around the World in 80 Days samplers, of which I have many. I do not have them all. This was number 1. That's what it looks like. I quite like it. The biggest problem I had with this is you are supposed to put your husband's initials, your initials, and your mother-in-law's and father-in-law's initials, your parents' initials. No. I don't have a husband. I did. I'm not putting him on there. Certainly not putting my in-laws on there. So I was in a bit of a quandary about whose initials am I putting on there? So ultimately I've decided I've got mine, my 2 children. So I put their first, and I put a little ampersand in the middle, their first initials. My mum, my dad, my brother, who's now, who died 10 years ago, and his wife, who's still alive. So apparently if somebody's no longer alive, you stitch it in black. So I'll do his in black. And then my best friend. And then the rest of the spaces, I'll just fill with little motifs instead. So I'll make it my own. But yeah, when I was reading going, put your husband here, I'm like, no, I don't think I'm going to be doing that. So it is seen, probably not a lot. Hang on, let me just run over here. 114 stitches. And that's where I'm at. That's my mum's initials, by the way. So, here we go. Okay, the next one is So Cozy. This is a kit which I adopted. Actually, this is the one behind me. It's a Dimensions kit. When I adopted it, it was a bit grotty. It's still a bit grotty. This is what it looks like when it's finished. Sorry about the shine. I love it. Very detailed. Lots of back stitch. I stated I did 571 stitches. I think I did more because I think I did some before I started counting. But I know I stitched quite a lot around here, including the back stitch. So I finished these motifs up here. I didn't stitch that. That was all when I adopted it. That had all been stitched already. So that's that. Let's pop that one back up there. Oh, and as you can also see, very grotty. So that's going to need a jolly good wash when that's finished one day. Okay. And I bought it, when I bought it, it was on the frame already. So that's why I left it on that frame. Okay, one more in this box. This is Silverwood sampler. This is another Jane Greenough sampler. This, have I got a picture of it? Well, yes, this is huge. That is what it's going to look like when it's finished. It is over 1 meter long. Go big or go home. And that was in my sampler days. And now I've started it, I've got to finish it. It is being done on 28 count natural linen. That's all I've done. That is how long the fabric is. And it came as kit, so this is not just me being, a little over excessive with the fabric. This is what they gave us for the fabric. So yeah, it's over 1 meter long. Lots of specialty stitches. That one might take a little while to get done. It saw 100 stitches this year. Okay, next one is another Jane Greenough. I'm on to the next box. I'm nearly there. Oh my God, we're nearly there. Okay, the next one is, which box? Sorry, you can only see my shoulder. This is silly. This box. This was the box I pulled out before, which I thought was the right box. And oh, sorry, I'm just knocking the camera. Ah, God, everything's gone wrong. No. Are we there? We're there. We're good. Okay. Is that right? No, that's not right. This way. Special counted collection. Yes. Another Jane Greenough. This has seen no love this year at all. This is what it will look like. It's a mix of hardanger and cross stitch in the kit. The Hussif, this band, scissor fob, needle book, scissor case. I have done not a lot. That's all I've done. That's not much. I need to do more on that. Okay. Which way? This way. Let's have a look. Special counted. Oh, we're getting there. Right, next one, Spirit of Marken. No, I'm going backwards. Nancy, come on. Let's go from the other end of the box. Long Dog Samplers, Spirit of Marken. This is what it will look like when it's finished. It's in a plastic bag. There we go. I am doing this on a piece of 32 count linen in purple Eversoir silk, 1/2. That's where I'm at. This is the silk, which is like rayon. It's really not easy to stitch with. Great color, looks fabulous. Not much fun to stitch with. But I'm committed. I'm committed now, so I'm going to do it, and I like the look of it. So that is my only Long Dog sampler at the moment. Next one, St. Ives. I don't know where I got this kit from. I have been to St. Ives, so maybe in Cornwall. Maybe I got it from St. Ives. Only cute, only little. 14 count Ada. I've only got a small start on it. It saw 116 stitches this year. That's all. So that's where I'm at. Can't really see very much. Okay. I don't know whether I bought it in St. Ives or whether I got it from someone. I can't remember. The next one, I do remember where I bought it. This is also from Cornwall. This is St. Michael's Mount. I bought this when we went down to Cornwall, when I remember being newly pregnant with my daughter and feeling like dirt. I remember feeling so sick. That's what it's going to look like. It's by Cornish Stitch Designs. It's done on a 14 count blue Ada. I haven't done a lot there. You can see, because it's a lot of block stitching, I've kind of counted, and also the chart has no grids on it, which is challenging, but that's okay. That one saw 108 stitches. All right, the next one, I discovered this. I was digging around. I realised I did this. I put it in as a WIP because I'm almost finished. It was the Stioch Stitch Along from 2018, maybe 2017. I did most of it. It was As For Me and My House, We Shall Serve, and then you got a whole lot of different things. None of them called to me because I don't watch TV and, you know, but there's one which says We Shall Serve tacos and we love tacos in this house. So I'm going to do that. As you can see, I've started writing in tacos, and then there's a picture of a taco. So As For Me and My House, We Shall Serve tacos. That I've put down as a finish for this year because it's very small and it needs to be done. Okay, next one is another fine art piece. This is Sunday Afternoon in the Park. It's a piece of artwork by Surat. I have mentioned this before, done in the pointerless style, which means it's perfect for cross stitch because pointerless was lots and lots and lots of little dots. I'm doing this on a very odd piece of sort of 18 count Ada, which is very soft. I'm colour completing. There you go. It's not very big, and I've done 858 stitches, and I think I've finished 2 colours already. So that's that one. All right, the next one, let's fold that one up and put it away, otherwise I'll lose them. So not to make too much of a mess here. Okay, the next one is called Tansy Trio. This is another Jane Greenough. I'm not sure I love this one very much, but So you get the Hasif, the little pin keep and the scissor keep. That's what the Hasif looks like. Just quite pretty. I've done the outline on the scissor keep. It's not very exciting. And I've also done, I think I've done something else. I thought I'd done something else. Maybe I haven't. Yeah, no, you know what? Oh no, hang on. Ah, yeah, I have. There you go. That's from the top of the Hasif. I thought I'd started in 2 places on that one. All done in Madeira threads. Again, lots of specialty stitches like Jane Greenoff usually does. It has seen 200 stitches. The next one is a new start from earlier this month, last month, December. It's January now. So this is a kit which I found on Stash Unload, which I loved. It's called The Dance Leader. It is artwork by the Kenyan artist Gakonga. All the background is in half stitches, and then this beautiful dancer is in 4 crosses. I have done 750 stitches on her. There's her skirt. She's not very big. So, okay. That's a Fleur de Lis counted cross stitch kit, full kit, that one. All right, next one is the garden. Right, this is another new start. Now, this one is a Heaven and Earth design. Artwork by Jen DeLeith, Celtic Designs. I love it. I am doing this for my bestie. I have shown it to her and she loves it as well. She said, I can't wait to hang it on my wall. I was like, well, you're going to have to wait because this is going to take me a while. It's $3.94 by $4.33. Fabulous colours. I've only got a small start, top left corner. Now that I have my master set, this will be a lot easier because I've got all the colours now. So because I didn't fully kit it. Okay, yep. Now, sorry, I've just paused there. It's like my brain was going ahead and then I realised I'm talking to you. It's because I've been talking to you for so long that I sort of almost forgotten that I was talking. So this one I'm putting down as my Hey this decade. So Carla Stitch Me Sane and I were talking about how we'd love to finish a Heaven and Earth design. And sorry, my phone's starting to have conniptions. And we were saying it'd be really nice to finish one by the end of the decade. And then she came up with this great hashtag, I hate this decade, which kind of goes nicely. And so we were going through working out which ones we'd like to finish. And I sort of thought, even though I've only just started this one, because it's for my bestie, this is the one I'd like to finish. Now, in order to finish this by the end of the year, end of 2029, I think, and I've got my sum somewhere, I have to do about 80 stitches a day, every day. Easy. Sure, I can do that. It seems easy and then it's not. So, but yeah, I hate this decade. If you would like to join us, we'd love to have you. She and I have set ourselves a rule that our heids are going to be 150,000 stitches or more. You do not have to live by that rule. If you want to do a little haid and it's going to be the one you finish this decade, absolutely fine. Also, if you want to do a non-haid, we're also looking at setting up a non-haid this decade hashtag as well. So if you've got a full coverage that's not Heaven and Earth designs, come along and join us. We'd love to have you. So the more the merrier. We'll put it up on Instagram, use the hashtag, and we can follow along and cheer each other on. So over the next 6 years. All right, so that's the garden. Then we have the kiss. Right, this is one my mum spotted. I have not got a full picture because I haven't got the magazine, but this is, oh, no, you can't really see that because you can only see the chart. Can you see? No, you can only see the chart. Okay, it's from Klimt. It's the Klimt, famous Klimt painting of the kiss, but this is a version done from a Jill Oxton magazine, which my mum saw and loved. So I thought, well, I'm going to do it for her. It's only small. That's my start. you can actually already see the start of the kiss. Now I've done, how many stitches on this? 751 stitches on this one. I have put this down as a finish for this year because I want to do it for my mum. Because she often laughs at me with all my projects, says, I'm never going to see this finished in my lifetime, am I? Because my mum's 83, and I'm like, oh, you never know. And then when she said she just loved this one and I started, I was like, I need to get this one done because, you know, she's fit and healthy, but she is 83. So, okay, so the next one is my monster. This is the Lady and the Unicorn. That's what she'll look like when she's finished. Turns out this is not the biggest full coverage I've got. I'm surprised. I thought it was, but I think it's because I'm doing it on an 18 count. It seems huge, which, you know, it is. That's where I'm up to. She has had 676 stitches this year. Not very much. I've really struggled with how to do this. I've only got it in paper. I've tried scanning it. I've got a scan in Pattern Keeper. It's not very good. It hasn't lined up with the grids. I'm still using it, but so, but you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? Okay, what else have we got? I'm getting tired now. The Owl and the Pussycat, which is this one. Okay, this was the other Haid that I thought maybe this could be my Haid this decade. It may still possibly be, because I'm quite a long way on with this one. Sorry about the shine. That's what it's going to look like. It's seen 1,103 stitches this year. And that's where I'm at. All right, let's keep going down. Oh, I can see the end. Okay, the next one, and this is the last one in this box. I've only got one more box to go. I can see the end. Woohoo! Right, this is the Water Lily Pond. This is a kit from DMC and the National Gallery in London. I have not got the cover picture here. This is where I'm at. Very famous painting by Monet. It's done on a 14 count Aida. It's looking great. It really needs more love. It got this year 500, it says 590 stitches. I think I did more, but that was before I started counting stitches. So, final box, everyone. We're there. We're getting there. This is going to be 2 hours, but we may get it done within the 2 hours. I've still got a couple of other things I must do after I've shown you these last whips. Right, I'll be back. Oh, I can't believe this has taken so long. Right, final box. We have the Wood Splitters. This is a kit by Country Threads. I adopted this off somebody else who'd started it. It is full coverage. It's on the base. It's based on a very famous painting. Oh, interestingly enough, there's the kiss. That's not the version I'm doing, but that is what the painting looks like, just so you know. It's based on a very famous painting by Tom Roberts. Looks like I've done a lot. I have not. The lady I adopted it off had already done most of this. All I've done is this bit. I have put in, it says 1,168. Again, I would not be surprised if it was more because I was stitching this before I started counting stitches. All on paper, obviously. All right, let's put these in the right order. Is that the right order? No, that's Z. That's the wrong way. This way. Okay, and this one, Threads of the Past box. This got no love at all this year. It's nearly finished. Have I got the, yeah, here we are. Got the picture. There you go. That's what the box will look like. I think I mentioned to you when I showed this the first time, I actually made that box. Why I made the box before I did the stitching, I don't know. I don't know where the box is. Could be anywhere. It's moved from Britain here. I may need to just make another box or whatever. But the stitching, I've done most of it. Okay. Scissor keep, pin cushion, that. Really all I got to do is finish it off, sew it all up, and then do the band, obviously, because you've got to get the band around the box. So that's had no love this year at all. It needs some love. I've got it down as a finish. That's probably not going to happen. It'd be nice, but no. Okay, next one, new start. Ooh, new start. This was a new start. Carolyn Manning. This, thank you, Carla, is your fault because you're the one who told me how great Carolyn Manning was, and I went onto the site and ended up buying 4, and I love them. This one is turquoise and teal. It's one of her newer ones. I've done 750 stitches. I'm doing it on a 14 count Ada. I can't remember which way it goes. Maybe that way. I think I need to write top or bottom. It could be that way. Maybe it's that way. Anyway, there you are. That's what I've done so far. I actually think it might be that way. I need to write top and bottom on here, otherwise I'm going to get lost and my crosses are not going to go the correct direction. So I really like this. I never imagined I'd like Carolyn Manning. I mean, I had that Flower a Day one, but as you can see how much I've done on that. But I never imagined I'd be a Carolyn Manning fan. But then again, I never imagined I wouldn't like samplers anymore, and I really don't. Right. We're on to you, Unicorn Mystique. This is a sunset kit, which is a Dimensions offshoot. That's what he's going to look like with all the shine. Done on navy blue Ada, 16 count. I haven't got a big start on this. There it is. Let's put that behind it. There you are. That's my start. It's not very much. I need to do more unicorns and horses. Love my unicorns and horses. Haven't got enough of them in here. Too many samplers, not enough horses. That needs to change. All right, next one. Oh, I can see the end. Right, Victorian freestanding house. I haven't done as much on this as I would have liked. I've written 54 stitches. I've done more because I know I'd stitched some when before I started counting. That's what it's going to look like. It is an Olga Gostin Australian Heritage Architecture kit. I have the entire set. I think there's 8 in the set. Lots of half stitches and fractionals. If I did another one, I'd probably switch out the 14 count Ada and put even weave instead, just because of all the fractionals. The back stitch is a nightmare. I'm doing it as I go, but it's an absolute nightmare. Looks great though, especially on camera. Looks good. All right, that's a B. Right, the next one is video game sampler. Apologies, anybody who doesn't like swearing, there is swearing in this. Just be prepared. If you don't like swearing, please look away right now. This was a charity sampler by Screaming Heart Designs. I thought it was hilarious because it sums up my son. Actually, it was my daughter who found this and said this was her brother through and through. I'm doing this using scrap threads on a piece of 18 count black Ada, and that's where I'm at. I think you can still get that chart. I think you go onto Screaming Heart Designs, go and find them, and you can still donate to the charity and they'll still send you the charts. So there's a few people. I actually think it was Talking Dog Stitcher was the first person I saw stitching this, and so I loved it, and so did Josie, my daughter. Right, next one is Weaver's Tapestry Sampler. Oh, this was a freebie. Back in my days where I was going crazy for stitch alongs. I wish I could show you the whole lot. I can't because I have not printed it out. Came out weekly and it's all still up there. If you go to magicalquilts.blogspot.com, this is from 2017. I'll try and put a picture up because it's actually a really pretty sampler. I've only done the top so far. It's had, come on laptop, don't die on me. It's only had 150 stitches this year. My plan is, because there's a whole lot of animals and things, my plan is to do the animals in Anchor 1355 and then all the rest of it in 500, DMC 500, which is the green. So yeah, I'll try and put a picture in, and I've got a picture of it, so I'll try and put one in. Okay, Wildflower Quaker is the next one, which is where? Is it there? Yes. Right, this one I've put down for a finish this year. This was also a stitch along by Tempting Tangles. Haven't got a picture of it complete, but it is almost complete. As you can see, I've done quite a lot. I'm doing this on a piece of 32 count blue linen, which I had in my stash. I'd like to get that finished this year. It's not a lot to do. Would be good to get that done. Okay, next one, Witches Familiars. Now, coming back to what I was saying about the Bands of Variation sampler, I'd never noticed this, but this is a this was a stitch along, Ingleside Imaginarium. I really like it. I had the perfect piece of printed fabric. I started it. That's where I got to. And Michelle, my dear friend Michelle, pointed out that I probably need a few more letters, because at the moment it says ass. Okay. Sorry about that. I will get more done. Ah, dear. See, we don't intend to do these things, and then you hold it up, and then your friends text you and go, by the way, do you know what that just said? And I was like, oops. Anyway. Okay. And that was that one. That's that one. Right. Next one. Woman in a Field of Flowers by Etta Rosa. Charted by Stitches So Beautiful on Etsy. There is a stitch along for this piece. Very popular. I started in the bottom left corner. I'm doing it on 25 count easy guide. That is where I'm at. My laptop has gone to sleep. I did 1,422 stitches on this. All right. Last three. Okay, last three. Zero miss. This was because I needed an X. It's from the Native Wildlife cross stitch kits. They did one of each letter. I've got a few letters. That's a little zero miss. Who knew we had an animal in Australia which began with X? I've slated this one for a finish as well because this is easy. There we are. That's where I'm at. All right, this one needs to be finished, and I put it in a tote bag, make it into a tote bag or a project bag or something one day. In all my spare time, I'll do that when I've got it finished. All right, second last is Yule Rules Sampler. I started this one because I needed a Christmas chart for a challenge. It's from Cross Stitcher Magazine, January 2019. That is what it'll look like. I pulled out a piece of pink linen from my stash. And here's an interesting thing. I won't show you the chart, but you know how they put the little arrows on the chart to say where the center is? So I knew I did not have a lot of edge on my fabric. So I looked at the chart. I started in the center. Turns out where they marked the center was not the center. And look how close I am to the edge. It was like I was holding my breath as I was stitching these stitches going, oh no, I'm not going to make it. I've got about 1 centimeter. So I will turn this into a quilted wall hanging, I think, and we will put a nice quilting edge all the way up there because it's really not a lot. I'm never going to be able to frame it, but you know, once I'd started. Anyway, it's just a little Christmas project. It was great for challenges, easy to stitch. 28 count pink linen from my stash. And it's called Yule Rules. Yule Rules. So that's that one. And then my final one is my Z project. This is Zinnia Dreams, charted by Film and Stitch. That is what she's going to look like. I bought it off Etsy. She is full coverage. I am doing her on 18 count white Aida. You cannot see a lot because everything I've done is in light stitches. There we go. That's it. Oh, we've done it. We got to the end. And I'm just under 2 hours, but I've still got a couple of things to talk about. So if you've managed to sit through all this, thank you. I'm amazed. I'm amazed you've come this far. Even I'm amazed that I've got this far. But that is all of my WIPs, all organised. Everything's beautiful and organised. So where's my little notes? Because otherwise I forget what I want to talk to you about. So I've done my WIP Parade. I've talked about A Haid This Decade. I talked about that before. Jump onto that. That's with Stitch Me Sane and myself. I also talked about my Fine Art Fridays or Fine Art in Floss Sal. So if anybody wants to jump onto that, we'd love to see you. Yes, what I've been doing the last week is I've finally set up my master set. I have it just over here. I would like to show you. I'm very proud of it. It's taken me a week to do this. I'm just going to disappear off screen. You can look at Old Smoky while I do that. All right, here is my master set. Now I'm missing about 30 colours, but I'll go and get those. And this is how I've got mine all set up. I'm using these floss pages from Shona, Floss Anthology. I bought those, that was my Christmas present. And I have spent a week cutting, sorting, whatever. But I am ready. I have a master set at last. I've been meaning to do this for a very long time, especially with all the starts I've got coming up this year. So I managed to finish that this morning. It took forever. So yeah, all I've got to do is put in the last, I think, about 30 colours, and then I'm done. I've got one of everything, which is great. So what we are going to do now is 50 starts this year. The way I'm going to do it is I'm doing 4 starts a month. This month I'm doing 5 because I'm going to do new year, new start. That's today, although it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I better get a wriggle on. So that one is already decided which it is. And that is the Heaven and Earth Designs Stitch Along. I'm doing Tintern Abbey. I will show you that shortly. The second one that I am definitely starting this month, which is already decided for me, is the Quaker Flag Stitch Along. That is being hosted by, I'm going to have to put down here who that's hosted by because I cannot remember. It starts on Australia Day. I am not doing the Australian flag. I am doing the Aboriginal flag because, you know, without going into it, Australia Day can be a bit contentious, doesn't really, it's not really a day to celebrate for our Indigenous population here in Australia. And I felt that doing the Aboriginal flag, which I love, on starting it on Australia Day was kind of a way of showing, you know, acknowledgement. So that's on the 26th, so I'm starting that then. And then the other 3, the way we are going to do it is I am going to pull some numbers because I have a list of 150 projects that I want to start. I kid you not. Actually, it's probably 152 now because a couple more kind of added themselves. These are the ones I'd like to start this year, but I'm only going to start 50, but I couldn't decide which ones to do. So I'm going to do a random number generator. We are going to pull some random numbers. I'm going to pause you. I'm going to go and get those ones, and then I'll show you the ones I'm going to start in January. So let us do that right now. Number generator, there we go. And the way we are going to do it, we are going to put in a random number between, sorry, I'm looking over here at my laptop, not looking at you, so you're seeing the side of my face. That's not very exciting. Where are my new starts? Between 1 and, how many have I got? 151. 151. Okay, so between 1 and 151, I need to pull out 3 numbers. Okay, First number is 21. Can we remember that, or do I need to write it down? Second number, 125. Third number is 57. Okay, let me have a look at my list. So 21 is an RTO kit. Okay, let me highlight that one. 125. Oh God, I hope it's 125. This is by memory. 125 is The Easter Fairy by Nora Corbett. I'll go and get that one in a minute. Let's just highlight that. And the third one was 57. It was 57. Let's have a look. Oh, this is so exciting. 57 is, oh, it's an ink circles. All right, I'm going to pause you now. I'm going to go and get the projects I'm about to start. Then I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to wish you all a happy new year, and I'm going to go and finish this up and get stitching. Okay, I'm back just for 5 more minutes. I promise, that's it. All right, so let me show you my new starts. So the first one is the Heaven and Earth Design Stitch Along. I am doing Tintern Abbey. The way the stitch along works is we get 3 pages every 3 months, and the goal is to finish by the end of the year. If you finish, you get, because there was a choice of 10 charts, you get all 10 charts and 2 free charts from the site. That's pretty tempting. If you just manage 4 pages by the end of the year, you get all 10 charts, but I'd actually quite like 2 free charts. Who doesn't want 2 free charts? That's the one I'm doing. It's 50 Shades of Brown. But it's beautiful. My parents would love it. And I'm doing it on a 28 count easy guide. I've got a perfect size scrap, and I'm going to do it in 2 over 1/10 stitch. So that's the one I'm going to start this afternoon. The stitch along that I told you about with the Aboriginal flag. Oops, see, that's on my tablet. Sorry about the shine. There it is. So it's a Quaker flag. I'm just going to do that on a white linen because the white in each of the patterns is not stitched, so I didn't want to do it on a coloured linen because I wanted to come out white. All right, now of the 3 that I pulled, so number 1 was Butterflies, an RTO kit. That's this one. So I will be using all of the kit fabric and threads, so that's an easy one to get going. The second one I pulled was Easter Fairy by Mirabilia. It's this one. It's a little limited edition. It came with the linen and the beads and the Krynic. So that's a nice, cute little one. So we'll start that one. And then the third one was an ink circles called Hanky Pasanky. That's that one. I am going to be doing this on a piece of black linen, 28 count linen. Probably in the cool 4 colours because I think they'll look great. Okay, lots of block stitching in there. Speaking of block stitching, everyone, Myths and Magic Stitch Wars has started. I have done no stitching yet. I'm letting my team down. What I have done is created, as I said, a movie length FlossTube that they can watch now whilst they're stitching. So I am going to wish you all a happy new year. I'm going to finish this now. I've made it just over 2 hours. This is phenomenal. If you've sat with me, congratulations. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and if you can, recommend to anyone. One of the problems with us here in Australia is it seems that our videos don't really get recommended over in the US and elsewhere. So if you like my videos, please just tell a friend, and they can come along and see my silliness. I've got 50 stars this year. This is silly. So happy stitching, everyone. I better get on with my stitching, otherwise my team might kick me out. Well, they wouldn't, but you know what I mean. So we'll see you. I'm going to try and do these every couple of weeks. Obviously I can't video when the kids are here, so if they're at their dad's every couple of weeks, I will try and video to keep you updated, and every month I will be pulling the next projects that I'm going to be starting for that month. So exciting. Okay, So we'll see you all soon. Happy stitching, happy 2024, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later. Happy crafting.